Section 48. Dhritarashtra said, I ask thee, O Sanjaya, in the presence of my boy and of these kings, what words were said by the illustrious Dhananjaya, of might that knoweth no diminution, that leader of warriors, that destroyer of the lives of the wicked. Sanjaya said, let Duryodhana listen to the words which the high-souled Arjuna, eager for fight, uttered with Yudhishthira's sanction, and in the hearing of Keshava, fearless in battle, unconscious of the might of his arms, the heroic Kiriti, eager for fight, spoke thus unto me in the presence of Vasudeva. Do thou, O Sudha, say it unto Dhritarashtra's son in the presence of all the Kurus, and also in the hearing of that Sudha's son, of a foul tongue and wicked soul of little sense, stupid reason, and of numbered days, who always desires to fight against me, and also in the hearing of those kings assembled for fighting against the Pandavas. And do thou see that all the words now uttered by me are heard well by that king with his counselors. O monarch, continued Sanjaya, even as the celestials eagerly listened to the words of their chief armed with a thunderbolt, so did the Pandavas and the Sanjayas listen to those words of grave import uttered by Kiriti. Just these are the words spoken by Arjuna, the wielder of Gandiva, eager for the fight and with eyes red as the lotus. If Dhritarashtra's son doth not surrender to King Yudhishthira of the Ajamida race, his kingdom, then it is evident there must be some sinful act committed by the sons of Dhritarashtra, whose consequences are yet unreaped by them, for it can be nothing else when they desire battle with Bhimasena and Arjuna, the Ashwins and Vasudeva and Sini's sons, and Drishtadyumna infallible in arms, and Shikandin and Yudhishthira, who is like Indra himself, and who can consume heaven and earth by merely wishing them ill. If Dhritarashtra's son desireth war with these, then will all objects of the Pandavas be accomplished. Do not therefore propose peace for the sons of Pandu, but have war if thou likest. That bed of woe in the woods which was Yudhishthira's, when that virtuous son of Pandu lived in exile, will let a more painful bed than that on the bare earth be now Duryodhana's, and let him lie down on it as his last deprived of life. Win thou over those men that were ruled by the wicked Duryodhana of unjust conduct to the side of Pandu's son, endued with modesty and wisdom and asceticism, and self-restraint and valor and might regulated by virtue, endued with humility and righteousness, with asceticism and self-restraint, and with valor regulated by virtue, and always speaking the truth. Our king, though afflicted by numerous deceptions, hath forgiven all and hath patiently borne great wrongs. When the eldest son of Pandu, of soul under complete control, will indignantly dart at the Kurus his terrible wrath accumulated for years, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, as a blazing fire burning all around consumed the dry grass in the hot season. So will Yudhishthira, inflamed with wrath, consume Dhritarashtra, host by glance alone of his eye. When Dhritarashtra's son will behold Bhimasena, that wrathful Pandava of terrific impetus, stationed on his car, mace in hand, vomiting the venom of his wrath, then will Duryodhana repent for this war. Indeed, when he will behold Bhimasena, who always fighteth in the van, accoutred in mail, scarcely capable of being looked at even by his own followers, felling hostile heroes and devastating the enemy's ranks like Yama himself, then will the exceedingly vain Duryodhana recollect these words, when he will behold elephants looking like mountain peaks felled by Bhimasena, blood flowing through their broken heads like water from broken casks. Then will Dhritarashtra's son repent for this war, when falling upon the sons of Dhritarashtra, the fierce Bhima of terrible mien, mace in hand, will slaughter them like a huge lion falling upon a horde of kine. Then will Duryodhana repent for this war, when the heroic Bhima, undaunted even in situations of great danger and skilled in weapons, when that grinder of hostile hosts in battle, mounted on his car and alone, will crush by his mace crowds of superior cars and entire ranks of infantry, seized by his nooses strong as iron the elephants of the hostile army, and mowed down the Dhritarashtra's host, like a sturdy woodsman cutting a forest down with an axe. Then will Dhritarashtra's son repent for this war, when he will behold the Dhritarashtra's host consumed like a hamlet full of straw built huts by fire, or a field of ripe corn by lightning. Indeed, he will behold his vast army scattered, its leaders slain, and men running away with their backs towards the field afflicted with fear, and all the warriors humbled to the dust, being scorched by Bhimasena with the fire of his weapons. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when Nakula, that warrior of wonderful feats, that foremost of all car warriors, dexterously shooting arrows by hundreds, will mangle the car warriors of Duryodhana. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, accustomed to enjoy all the comforts and luxuries of life, when Nakula, recollecting that bed of woe on which he had slept for a long time in the woods, will vomit the poison of his wrath like an angry snake. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, ready to lay down their very lives. The allied monarchs, Vasuta, urged to battle by King Yudhishthira, the just will furiously advance on their resplendent cars against the hostile army. Beholding this, the son of Dhritarashtra will certainly have to repent, when the Kuru prince will behold the 5 heroic sons of Draupadi, tender in years but not in acts, and all well versed in arms, rush reckless of their lives against the Kauravas. Then will that son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when bent upon carnage, Sahadeva, mounted on his car of noiseless wheels, and motion incapable of being obstructed, and set with golden stars and drawn by well-trained steeds, will make the heads of monarchs roll on the field of battle with volleys of arrows. Indeed, beholding that warrior skilled in weapons, seated on his car in the midst of that frightful havoc, turning now to the left and now to the right, and falling upon the foe in all directions, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. Indeed, when the modest but mighty Sahadeva, skilled in battle, truthful, conversant with all the ways of morality, and endued with great activity and impetuousness, will fall upon the son of Gandhari in fierce encounter and rout all his followers, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when he will behold the sons of Draupadi, those great bowmen, those heroes skilled in weapons and well versed in all the ways of chariot fighting, and dart at the foe like snakes of virulent poison. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when that slayer of hostile heroes, Abhimanyu, skilled in arms like Krishna himself, will overpower the foe, showering upon him like the very clouds a thick downpour of arrows. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. Indeed, when he will behold that son of Subhadra, a child in years but not in energy, skilled in weapons and like unto Indra himself, falling like death's self upon the ranks of the foe, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when the youthful Prabhadrakas, endued with great activity, well versed in battle, and possessed of the energy of lions, will overthrow the sons of Dhritarashtra with all their troops. Then will Duryodhana repent for this war, when those veteran car warriors Virata and Drupada will assail at the head of their respective divisions the sons of Dhritarashtra and their ranks. Then will Duryodhana repent for this war, when Drupada, skilled in weapons and seated on his car, desirous of plucking the heads of youthful warriors, will wrathfully strike them off with arrows shot from his bow. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when that slayer of hostile heroes, Virata, will penetrate into the ranks of the foe, grinding all before him with the head of his Matsya warriors of cool courage. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when he will behold on the very van the eldest son of the Matsya king of cool courage and collected mien, seated on his car and accoutred in mail on behalf of the Pandavas. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. I tell thee truly that when that foremost of Kaurava heroes, the virtuous son of Santanu, will be slain in battle by Shikandin, then all our foes without doubt will perish. Indeed, when overthrowing numerous car warriors, Shikandin, seated on his own well-protected car, will proceed towards Bhishma, crushing multitudes of hostile cars by means of his own powerful steeds. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. Then he will behold Drishtadyumna, unto whom Drona hath imparted all the mysteries of the science of weapons, stationed in splendor in the very van of the Sanjaya ranks. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent. Indeed, when the leader of the Pandava host of immeasurable prowess and capable of withstanding the rush of any force will proceed to attack Drona in battle, crushing with his arrows the Dhritarashtra ranks, then will Duryodhana repent for this war. What enemy can withstand him who hath for fighting in his van that lion of the Rishni race, that chief of the Somakas, who is modest and intelligent, mighty and endued with great energy, and blessed with every kind of prosperity? Say also this unto Duryodhana, do not covet the kingdom we have chosen for our leader, the dauntless and mighty car warrior Satyaki, the grandson of Sini, skilled in weapons and having none on earth as his equal, of broad chest and long arms, that grinder of foes unrivaled in battle, and acquainted with the best of weapons, the grandson of Sini, skilled in arms and perfectly dauntless, is a mighty car warrior wielding a bow full of 4 cubits length. When that slayer of foes, that chief of the Sinis, urged by me, will shower like the very clouds his arrows on the foe, completely overwhelming their leaders with that downpour, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. When that illustrious warrior of long arms and firm grasp of the bow musters his resolution for fight, the foe then, like Cain getting the scent of the lion, fly away from him before even commencing the encounter. That illustrious warrior of long arms and firm grasp of the bow is capable of splitting the very hills and destroying the entire universe, practiced in weapons, skilled in battle, and endued with exceeding lightness of hand. He shineth on the field of battle like the sun himself in the sky. That lion of the Vrishni race, that scion of Yadu's line of superior training, hath divers wonderful and excellent weapons. Indeed, Satyaki is possessed of a knowledge of all those uses of weapons that are said to be of the highest excellence. When he will behold in the battle the golden car of Satyaki of Madhu's race, drawn by 4 white steeds, then will that wretch of uncontrolled passions, the son of Dhritarashtra, repent. When he will also behold my terrible car, endued with effulgence of gold and bright gems, drawn by white steeds, and furnished with the banner bearing the device of the ape, and guided by Keshava himself, then will that wretch and of uncontrolled passions repent. When he will hear the fierce twang produced by the constant stretch of the bowstring, with fingers cased in leather gloves, that terrible twang, loud as the rolling of the thunder of my bow Gandiva, wielded by me in the midst of the great battle, then will that wicked wretch, the son of Dhritarashtra, repent, beholding himself abandoned by his troops, flying away like Cain from the field of battle in all directions, overwhelmed with the darkness created by my heroic downpour. When he will behold innumerable keen-edged arrows, furnished with beautiful wings and capable of penetrating into the very vitals, shot from the string of Gandiva, like fierce and terrible flashes of lightning, emitted by the clouds, destroying enemies by thousands, and devouring numberless steeds and elephants clad in mail, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. When he will behold the arrows shot by the enemy, turned off or turned back, struck by my shafts, or cut to pieces, pierced transversely by my arrows, then will the foolish son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. When broad-headed arrows shot by my hands will strike off the heads of youthful warriors, like birds picking off fruits from the treetops, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. When he will behold excellent warriors of his falling down from their cars and elephants and steeds rolling on the field, deprived of life by my arrows, then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war. When he will behold his brothers even before fairly coming within the range of the enemy's weapons, die all around, without having achieved anything in battle. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when pouring my blazing shafts incessantly. I will, like death himself, with mouth open, destroy on all sides multitudes of cars and foot soldiers. Then will that wretch repent, when he will behold his own troops covered with the dust raised by my car wander in all directions, torn to pieces by Gandhiva and reft of senses. Then will that wretch repent, when he will behold his whole army running away in fear in all directions, mangled in limbs and bereft of senses, when he will behold his steeds, elephants, and foremost of heroes slain, when he will see his troops thirsty, struck with panic, wailing aloud, dead and dying, with their animals exhausted, and hair, bones, and skulls lying in heaps around like off-wrought works of the Creator. Then will that wretch repent, when he will behold on my car Gandiva, Vasudeva, and the celestial conch Panchajanya, myself, my couple of inexhaustible quivers, and my conch called Devadatta, as also my white steeds. Then will the son of Dhritarashtra repent for this war, when I consume the Kauravas like Agni, consuming innumerable wicked souls assembled together at the time of ushering in another yuga at the end of the last one. Then will Dhritarashtra with all his sons repent, when the wicked-hearted and wrathful son of Dhritarashtra will be deprived of prosperity, with brothers and army and followers. Then reft of pride and losing heart and trembling all over will that fool repent. One morning, when I had finished my water rites and prayers, a Brahmana spoke unto me these pleasant words: O Partha, thou shalt have to execute a very difficult task. O Savyasachin, thou shalt have to fight with thy foes. Either Indra riding on his excellent steed, and thunderbolt in hand will walk before thee, slaying thy foes in battle, or Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, will protect thee from behind, riding on his car, drawn by the steeds headed by Sugriva. Relying on those words, I have in this battle, passing over Indra, the wielder of the thunderbolt, preferred Vasudeva as my ally, but Krishna hath been obtained by me for the destruction of those wicked ones. I see the hands of the gods in all this. The person whose success is only wished for by Krishna, without the letters actually taking up arms in his behalf, is certain to prevail over all enemies, even if those be the celestials with Indra at their head. While anxiety there is none if they be human. He that wisheth to conquer in battle that foremost of heroes, Vasudeva's son Krishna, endued with great energy, wisheth to cross by his two arms alone the great ocean of wide expanse and immeasurable water. He that wisheth to split by a slap of his palm the high Kailasa mountain is not able to do the slightest damage to the mountain, although his hand only with its nails is sure to wear away. He that would conquer Vasudeva in battle would with his two arms extinguish a blazing fire, stop the sun and the moon, and plunder by force the Amrita of the gods. That Vasudeva is who, having mowed down in battle by main force all the royal warriors of the Bhoja race, had carried off on a single car Rukmini of great fame for making her his wife, and by her was afterwards born Pradyumna of high soul. It was this favourite of the gods who, having speedily smashed the Gandharas and conquered all the sons of Naganajit, forcibly liberated from confinement King Sudarshana of great energy. It was he that slew King Pandva by striking his breast against his, and moved down the Kalingas in battle. Burned by him, the city of Varanasi remained for many years without a king, incapable of being defeated by others. Ekalavya, the king of the Nishadas, always used to challenge this one to battle, but slain by Krishna, he lay dead like the Hasura. Jamba violently thrashed on a hillock. It was Krishna who, having Baladeva for his second, slew Ugrasena's wicked son Kansa, seated in court in the midst of the Rishnis and the Handakas, and then gave on to Ugrasena the kingdom. It was Krishna who fought with King Salva, Lord of Sauba, stationed in the skies, fearless in consequence of his powers of illusion. And it was he who at the gate of Sauba caught with his hands the fierce Satagni, hurled by Sauba's lord. What mortal is able to bear his might? The Asuras had a city named Pragotisha, which was formidable, inaccessible, and unbearable. It was there that the mighty Naraka, the son of the earth, kept the jeweled earrings of Aditi, having brought them by force. The very gods who, fearless of death, assembled together with Sakra at their head, were incapable of conquering him. Beholding Keshava's prowess and might and weapon that is irresistible, and knowing also the object of his birth, the gods employed him for the destruction of those Asuras. Vasudeva too, endued with all the divine attributes that ensure success, agreed to undertake that exceedingly difficult task. In the city of Nirmochana, that hero slew 6,000 Asuras, and cutting into pieces innumerable keen-edged shafts, he slew Mura and hosts of Rakshasas, and then entered that city. It was there that an encounter took place between the mighty Naraka and Vishnu of immeasurable strength. Slain by Krishna, Naraka lay lifeless there like a Karnikara tree uprooted by the wind. Having slain the earth's son, Naraka, and also Mura, and having recovered those jeweled earrings, the learned Krishna of unparalleled prowess came back, adorned with beauty and undying fame. Having witnessed his terrible feats in that battle, the gods then there blessed him, saying, "Fatigue will never be thine in fights. Neither the firmament nor the waters shall stop thy course, nor shall weapons penetrate thy body." And Krishna, by all this, regarded himself amply rewarded, immeasurable and possessed of great might. In Vasudeva ever exist all the virtues, and yet the son of Dhritarashtra seeketh to vanquish that unbearable Vishnu of infinite energy, for that wretch often thinks of imprisoning him. Krishna, however, beareth all this for our sake only. That wretch seeketh to create a sudden disunion between Krishna and myself. How far, however, he is capable of taking away the affection of Krishna from the Pandavas, we will see on the field of battle. Having bowed down unto Santanu's son, and also Drona with his son, and the unrivaled son of Saradvat, I shall fight for regaining our kingdom. The God of justice himself, I am sure, will bring destruction on that sinful man who will fight with the Pandavas, deceitfully decided at a dice by those wretches, ourselves of royal birth, and had to pass 12 years in great distress in the forest, and 1 long year in a state of concealment. When those Pandavas are still alive, how shall the sons of Dhritarashtra rejoice, possessing rank and affluence? If they vanquish us in fight, aided by the very gods, aided by Indra, the then practice of vice would be better than virtue, and surely there would be nothing like righteousness on earth. If man is affected by his acts, if he is superior to Duryodhana, then I hope that with Vasudeva as my second, I shall slay Duryodhana with all his kinsmen. O Lord of men, if the act of robbing us of our kingdom be wicked, if these our own god deeds be not fruitless, then beholding both this and that, it seems to me the overthrow of Duryodhana is certain. Ye Kauravas, ye will see it with your eyes, that if they fight, the sons of Dhritarashtra shall certainly perish. If they act otherwise, instead of fighting, then they may leave, but in the event of a battle ensuing, none of them will be left alive. Slaying all the sons of Dhritarashtra along with Karna, I shall surely wrest the whole of their kingdom. Do hey meanwhile whatever ye think best, and enjoy also your wives and other sweet things of life. There are with us many aged Brahmanas, versed in various sciences, of amiable behavior, well-born, acquainted with the cycle of the years, engaged in the study of astrology, capable of understanding with certainty the motions of planets and the conjunctions of the stars, as also of explaining the mysteries of fate and answering questions relating to the future, acquainted with the signs of the zodiac, and versed with the occurrences of every hour, who are prophesying the great destruction of the Kurus and the Sanjayas, and the ultimate victory of the Pandavas. so that Yudhishthira, who never made an enemy, already regarded his objects fulfilled in consequence of the slaughter of his foes. And Janardana also, that lion among the Rishis, endued with the knowledge of the invincible future, without doubt, beholdeth all this. And I also, with unerring foresight, myself behold that future, for that foresight of mine, acquired of old, is not obstructed. The sons of Dhritarashtra, if they fight, will not leave. My bow, Gandiva, yearneth without being handled, my bowstring trembleth without being stretched, and my arrows also, issuing from my quiver's mouth, are again and again seeking to fly. My bright scimitar issueth of itself from its sheath, like a snake quitting its own born off slow, and on the top of my flagstaff are heard terrific voices. When shall thy car be yoked, O Kirithin? Innumerable jackals set up hideous howls at night, and Rakshasas frequently alight from the sky. Deer and jackals and peacocks, crows and vultures and cranes, and hulls and the birds of golden plumage follow in the rear of my car, when my white steeds are yoked into it. Single-handed I can dispatch with arrowy showers all warlike kings into the regions of death, as a blazing fire consumeth the forest in the hot season. So exhibiting diverse courses, I will hurl those great weapons called Sturkarna, Pasupata, and Brahma, and all those that Sakra gave me, all of which are endued with fierce impetuosity, and with their head setting my heart on the destruction of those monarchs. I will leave no remnant of those that come to the field of battle. I will rest having done all this. Even this is my chief and decided resolve. Tell them this, O son of Kavalkani, look at the folly of Duryodhana. O Sutta, they that are invincible in battle, even if encountered with the aid of the very gods headed by Indra, even against them that son of Dhritarashtra thinketh of bearing. But so let it be, even as the aged Bhishma, the son of Santanu, and Kripa and Drona with his son, and Vidura endued with great wisdom, are saying, may the Kauravas all live long. Thus endeth section 48 in the Sanat Sujata Parva of the Udyoga Parva.